everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Victoria Montefusco and I am a lover of all things makeup. I love eyeshadows. I love eyeshadows from indie brands, from mainstream brands. I love really glittery, beautiful eyeshadows. I love glossy lips. I love really highlighted cheeks. I love everything makeup. So today I think is going to be a really exciting video for all of you because I'm going to be providing my review of the Adept Cosmetics Plain Jane palette. I have used every single shade in this palette at least once. I have worn them on my eyes all day so I can provide you my thoughts, my honest review on this palette. I will say, I think this is one of my favorite palettes in my collection. Just a little bit of a sneak peek of what I think. Yeah, that's really my thoughts on the palette, my initial thoughts. But if you want to hear a little bit more detail about what I think about the palette, if you want to see some swatches of this palette, you should definitely keep on watching this video. And details about what's on my eyes and my earrings and my top and everything, that'll be in the description down below. I will let you all know that all of the shimmery, glittery goodness on my eyes is from the Plain Jane palette. So with that, let's get into the video. So if you all haven't seen it, which if you haven't, like, how? This is the Adept Cosmetics Plain Jane palette. So this palette is all shimmers. This palette has, let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3, okay, so 12 beautiful shimmery special formulas in here. Some of these are a bit more flaky shimmers than others. Some of these have a bit more of a smooth texture. Some of these are duochromes, some are not. But all of these I feel like are special in one way or another. And you'll definitely see that when I do the swatches. So this is Adept's ACI formula, which when they released this palette, it was a new formula for them. So it is more of like a special shade, like glittery sort of topper, but not a topper if you really want to like pile it on. That's the kind of formula that this is. So I love this palette. I think, yes, some shades are definitely more special than others. Like, for example, this shade right here, ACI 9, I feel like this one is super special because this is a green to purple duochrome, and I've only ever had one other shade that has this sort of shift to it, and that's a Pat McGrath shade, and that's an quad of hers, and that's super expensive. So I feel like for the price that you're spending on this palette, you're getting 12 extremely beautiful shimmers. Some of these are really special and unique, and I think it's not a bad price point for what you're getting, and especially that ACI 9 shade. I think that one's super special. But some of these I feel like are a little bit more like iridescent, sort of like toppers or like inner corner brow bone kind of shades. Some of these definitely provide like a punch, like this ACI 12, that's like a hot pink. Like that really provides a punch on your lids. But all of these are beautiful. All of these wear really well on the eyes. I use a glitter glue with them just because I prefer to use metallics with a glitter glue just so they're more intense and they stay on the eyes longer. And these work well with the glitter glue. These layer really well together. Like today, I'm wearing 2 of the shades on my lid. So I have one more towards the middle and one more towards the outer corner, and that is ACI 2, more towards the middle of my lid, and ACI 9, there it is, on my inner corner. And I feel like they just layer super well. They just look beautiful. Like I love them. And then the ACI 7, that is one of my favorite inner corner shades in here. And that's what I have in my inner corners today. So this palette is amazing. It is special. It was worth the wait. I ordered this on pre-order, so I had to wait like a month or 2 to receive it, but it was worth the wait. It was worth the price. Adept has really good customer service, really good shipping. So I absolutely love this palette. So that is my review. So let's jump into some swatches. All right, everybody, let's do some swatches of the Plain Jane palette. So I'm gonna go from my right to my left on the top row and then the bottom row. So ACI 1 to 6 and then ACI 7 to 12. So let's get started with that. So ACI 1 I would describe as very much like a coppery shade. Ooh, yeah, it's really pretty. That's what it looks like. I feel like these look a little bit better with the glitter glue, but you can see on my finger how pretty it is. But it definitely thrives more with the glitter glue. So that's like a coppery shade. I would say maybe it has like a little bit of like gold or pink reflect to it, but I feel like out of all the shades, this one's probably the least special. ACI 2 is what I'm wearing on my lids today. I feel like this one is just, ugh, so pretty. So ACI 2 is very much like a brown with like a green gold reflect. It's so pretty. Can you see it on my finger? Oh my gosh. And on my arm too. It looks so stunning. I love this one. But again, I do feel like these thrive with the glitter glue. And I don't have any sort of primer or glue or anything on my arms. ACI 3, I would call this one a rose gold. So that's what ACI 3 looks like. So yeah, it's very much like a rosy pink with like a gold reflect to it. So very much like a rose gold, that's what I would call it. So those are the first 3 shades of the palette. All right, let's swatch ACI 4. This one is a purple with like, I would say this is like a pink and gold reflect to it. This one's really pretty too. I really, really like it. But again, I feel like all of these look better with the glitter glue. So that is ACI 4. You can see it on the finger with that more concentrated swatch. I think it's really, really pretty. ACI 5, this is another one of my favorites. This is like a green to pink with a little bit of gold in there, sort of duochrome. Oh, this one's so pretty. Just depending on what angle you're looking at it from, it can look like a completely different shade. So that is ACI 5, and ACI 6 is a shade with a little bit more of a chunky texture, which I personally like on my lids. And this one is very much like a purple with a blue reflect, if you can see it on my finger. So that's what that one looks like. So that is ACI 4 to ACI 6 in the Plain Jane palette. All right, let's swatch ACI 7, which today I'm wearing in my inner corner and on my brow bone. This shade, I would say, is very much like a gold, like a very light gold with a green reflect. And in certain angles, it also has a purple to it. So I would say this is a multi-chrome. I would say this is actually a multi-chrome. So this one is really, really pretty. It just looks beautiful in the inner corner. It's also beautiful as a topper. So I love ACI 7. ACI 8, this one's also really, really pretty. This one is like, it kind of has a similar base pigment to the one I just swatched, which is ACI 7, but I feel like this one has more of like a blue with a little bit of purple as well. So I feel like this one would also be good in the inner corner. So that's ACI 8, and ACI 9 is the famous green to purple. So this is the one I'm wearing on my lids as well today. It's a green to purple duochrome. Reminds me a lot of one of the shades in the Pat McGrath quads that she released last holiday, which has all the Blitz Astral shades. So that's a purple to green, more of a green base pigment than a purple, but it does shift to purple. So that's ACI 9. ACI 10, this one looks white in the pan, but when you swatch it out, it very much has like a pink reflect to it. Not sure if you all can see it, but here it is on my finger. You can really see that pink reflect that it has. There might be some other shadows still on my hands. Sorry. These are very, very sparkly. So this is ACI 10. It's like a pink iridescent kind of shade. ACI 11 definitely also has more of a chunky texture to it. This one I would say is just like a purple kind of shade. I see a little bit of blue in there, but I'd say mostly it's purple, if you can see it on my finger right here. So that one is ACI 11. I do really like the chunky texture in here as well as the smoother texture. And ACI 12 is just this hot pink, like Barbie pink almost. I don't think this one really has a reflect to it. I think this one's just really like a super metallic, chunkier texture, hot pink. So that is ACI 12, if you can see it on my finger as well. So here are all of the shades of the Plain Jane palette swatched out for you. I would say of all of these shades, my favorites are probably ACI 2, ACI 3, I also really love ACI 7 and 8 and also ACI 9. Okay, basically I love this whole entire palette. I can't really choose a singular favorite. I love all of them, but the shades that have more of a shift to them or are more unique, those are my favorites in the palette. All right, everybody, so those are my thoughts and my review of the Adept Cosmetics Plain Jane palette. I hope you all enjoyed this video. It was a little bit of a shorter one, but I just thought that it would be useful for you all to see an actual more like in-depth review of this palette, since a lot of videos I've seen on YouTube are more like first impression style, and since I've used all of these shades at least once and have worn them all day on my lids, I thought it would be a good video for me to film. So I hope you all enjoyed it. So if you liked this video, please like this video. If you like me, please subscribe. Definitely would appreciate that. And if you all have any suggestions for videos I should film or things that you would like to see on my channel, please let me know. That's always appreciated. So with that, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you for spending some of your day with me, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.